I'm Roz from the Guitar Ninja. I am going to show you today my 5 weirdest sounds that I like to make on guitar. This is nothing to do with good riffs, this is definitely nothing to do with any particular songs. These are just weird, quirky sounds. Now, I'll tell you if there's any effects on it. The first thing is I have whacked up the gain, and I've got a floating tremolo or locking tremolo system. So you can see I've got locks here at the nuts and the floating tremolo system. This one is a Floyd Rose, and that is the most common, although Ibanez do their own floating bridges that I love. There are other types, but the Floyd tends to be the most famous one. So, let's get straight to it. These are the 5 weirdest sounds I like to make with guitar. So, sound 1 is an 8-bit game sort of sound. This you'd see in Mario. I think it's the kind of sound they use when you're going down the pipes, and you'd also use in Pac-Man sort of games. So for this again, I've whacked the gain up, and I'm actually going to use my tremolo arm separately and just brush over the lighter strings with the volume up. So it gives this sound. So as you can see, I'm hugging the strings to mute them as well. Otherwise, it would get a horrible ring out. So for that one, we don't actually need the floating tremolo system. We just need the gain or distortion, and we could just use anything metal on the strings. It would work on pretty much any electric guitar. So, sound 2. This one we definitely need a floating tremolo for. This is what I call Motorbike. It sounds like a motorbike racing and going up through the gears. So for this, we need to dip that tremolo arm and lift it up. So, let's do it. Cool, so that's the racing motorbike. Hopefully you can hear what I mean. So this next one also involves the tremolo. What I'm going to do on this one is just bounce on it. This sound is the Jibba Jabba. Now, for most people, just saying that word makes me laugh. So most people around my age will probably know what a Jibba Jabba was. It was some weird toy that used to shake and be like, jabba, 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 jabba. Basically, it sounds like it's saying Jibba Jabba. Jabba, 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 jabba. This is the version on the guitar of trying to get it to do the same thing. So I'm going to bounce on the tremolo whilst I'm doing a hammer-on and a pull-off from one fret to another one. Again, with some distortion. So this is the Jibba Jabba. Yep. I like that sound because I'm weird. So this next sound is actually used in some songs. This is normally the heavier metal side of things, so this guitar is quite good for that. We definitely need the tremolo for this. We're going to dip that down and pull it back up with a harmonic. So this is called a dive bomb in some ways. It's also known as a squeal. I suppose people could call the first bit the dive and the second bit the squeal, so it could be given both names. I've heard them mixed and matched all the time, but this is something that's was kind of brought to light by Dimebag in Pantera. So this is one of my favourite things to do. We're going to hit a string, dip it down, so I'm going to bend that tremolo, and then we're going to pull it back up to get a really high sound. So I'm trying to get the guitar in shot so you can see what I'm doing. So as you can hear, depending on where I play it, we get a different pitch. So for the first 4, I've set the system to a really high gain and plenty of treble. And this last one I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to add some crazy delay. Let me just put this on. So as you can hear, there's plenty of delay, plenty of mix on that. So now what we're going to do is what's called the helicopter. And this is where we don't actually play the strings. I'm literally just going to tap on the pickup itself and get louder and faster, so it sounds like a helicopter taking off. So as I'm sure you can hear from that, we need plenty of delay. Anyway, they are some fun sounds to have a go with. So the Mario sound will work on any guitar. You could just use a penny. That sort of sound would work over the strings. Just remember to mute them with loads of distortion. Then we've got the Motorbike and the Squeal. They are going to need a big floating tremolo system. So if you haven't got one, they're going to be really difficult to do, if not completely impossible. However, the Jibba Jabba you could do with a one-way trem, so something that you might get on a standard Stratocaster. And the helicopter, we just need to add some delay. So if you've got a heavy delay pedal, or like me, you've got it rigged through some system with some digital effects, then that's all we need. There's plenty of gain and some delay. I hope you have fun with these sounds, have a play around, they are wicked fun, even though they're not really that practical most of the time, they are just a bit of fun to have. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and like, and all of that madness if you haven't already, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!